Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and I want to talk to you guys today about an event that happened during International Women's Day, or hashtag a day without a woman, or day without a woman, or a day without women, or you know what? There were so many hashtags floating around yesterday that were gaining prominence. It just showed once again that feminism and unity don't ever go hand in hand. So that's something I found to be funny. But one of the funniest tweets that came out of yesterday, in the form of a kind of a really lame dad joke, came from Kind of Funny Games' Colin Moriarty, where he simply tweeted out, peace and quiet. Hashtag a day without a woman. I know. That fucking sexist, misogynist, non-fleshlight cleaning after use motherfucker. Here's the thing. I don't like Colin Moriarty. I don't want to defend this guy. I do think that he is very much guilty of the same shit that he is mocking in that tweet. But he has every right to mock it in whatever way he wants. And the problem with it is that the outrage warriors, they turned their attention on him, which then got his buddy and co-owner of Kind of Funny, Greg Miller, to essentially kind of lay the fucking hammer down on it in order to run damage control. But the worst thing about that, though, is now that Greg Miller has issued a statement on the matter and kind of put it all to bed, it basically shows that there's no trust amongst friends, especially when it comes to the preservation of the business, because ultimately you can tell that is what took place here. In fact, this is Greg's statement on the matter. With so many of you asking me about Colin's tweet, I wanted to talk to him in person before I said anything here. If you know me, you know I hate feeding into internet drama, but with this involving a friend/partner/business, it's a bit different. I fall into the camp that believes the tweet was in poor taste. Colin and I have spoken about it at length. I am personally sorry to the best friends who felt slighted on a day meant to celebrate. Was Colin's tweet a joke? Sure, but that doesn't make it okay. Context is important. On podcasts, I've joked about hypothetical abortions, Kevin's German grandma, and so on. They're said with a laugh, and Nick being Nick, everyone's in on it. On Twitter, as I've learned so many times, there's no tone or contextual clues. The number of times I've said something only to see it interpreted a different way is innumerable. That happened here, I wish and had it, but we're talking about it as a group. In deference to the rest of the company's founders, and frankly against my own wishes, Colin isn't going to the PAX East anymore. He wants our fans to enjoy a panel without any distractions, and while I don't agree with his choice, I respect it. Colin's a well-spoken dude with great ideas, but he's also consistently said and done controversial things for the decade I've known him. We don't always, or even often, agree with him, but that's who he is. And he understands that more than anyone that his words can and do have consequences. I hope he'll think more about them in the future. When we broke away to do Kind of Funny, we wanted to build a community that celebrates the good and strives to be better than the internet commentator. We didn't accomplish that today. We'll do better tomorrow. Greg. To do better than the internet commentator? Greg, are you fucking kidding me? You left a job at IGN, one that you held for many years, garnered a following off of that, and then pivoted that into a very successful business. You are no more than an internet fucking commentator, right? That's what you do. You spend all day on the internet making videos commenting on shit you find on the internet or about games you play. That's what you do. You are an internet commentator, also an entertainer. That's what I do. It's what Sargon of Akkad does, Chris Reagan, Mr. Repzion, Army Skeptic, Shoe on Head, Amazing Atheist. Right, a lot of us out there do this kind of shit. But just to say, we want to be better than the average internet commentator. Well, if you're better than the average internet commentator, you wouldn't stand up and fucking publicly chastise your business partner for a joke, because you fucking took like a dad joke and then you went stern parent on him. Well, you know, it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. Context matters. Well, the context is it's a fucking joke. And if you're sitting there trying to justify that you've talked about hypothetical abortions and Kevin's German grandmother, which is a very odd choice to make in terms of a comparison, but I'm assuming it has to do probably with either the Nazis or the fucking Holocaust, then you should be willing to let Colin do what Colin's going to do. But what it was is because it was a stupid joke. It was a dumb dad joke. But you're basically trying to say, well, Colin's not going. It's his choice. I want him to go, but it's his choice. No, it's not. You can tell that this is very much, we don't want him publicly making any statements or being out in public at all until this blows over. And since PAX East is next weekend and we don't want our credibility hurt at all by this, then we're just going to not have him show up to a public event. And that is the worst possible thing you can do. Because that is him. If he came out and said, I'm sorry for the dumb joke, he doesn't even have to do that. But if he did, going to the event wouldn't change anything. People are still going there. Your fans are going there in order to see you guys, right? And so if you have Colin out there and you have Colin not going, then it just shows you have no faith in your fucking team. You have no faith in your team, right? And if you want my honest opinion here, this will mark the beginning of the end of Kind of Funny. I'm just gonna make the speculation. In a year, Colin will probably leave and go and do other stuff. And I know a lot of people out there that will probably be very happy about that. Like I said, I don't like the guy. All right, his attack on gamers over the response to Mass Effect 3 still bothers me, even though it's been 5 years. All right, he's a smug, pretentious internet commentator, just like the rest of us. But he still should have the right to speak his mind and not cost him personally or financially or business-like as a result. Because what it feels like to me is that you guys all turned on him. You had to go, oh, I'm the dad here. I drive the ship. Fuck that. If he's a business partner, even though you say you don't want him not to go, you kind of want to make sure there's no drama there. I know your type, Greg. It's not hard to know your type. All right. Everyone out there knows your type. You're the type that's like, well, let's just all get along. You know, and I feel you. I get it, man. I'm like that too. But in a case like this, I would stand next to my friend and defend the joke. And if a few butthurt people want to fuck off, then let them fuck off. Because honestly, it boils down to this, and I will stand by this too. You don't owe your audience your opinion. You don't owe them anything in that regard. They come to watch you speak, listen to you talk, to take your opinion either good or bad, but it's still your opinion. What you've essentially done is neutered Colin in a very public way, right? In a very public way. Now, you haven't come out and said it, but people out there can easily read between the lines. You've neutered this guy to the point of where now, to your core audience, he's not even going to be part of the team anymore. Like I said, give it about a year, he won't be with you guys. Or he'll be more of in a diminished capacity, right? But this already sows the seeds of distrust. Because now anything he does that's controversial is going to fall back to this, and people are going to know that if they don't like Colin enough, or if he says something stupid, that they're going to be able to turn to you and go, but Dad, Colin said something, get him. And then you, Greg, the father, is going to step in and go, well, okay. Greg, you fucked up. Or, Colin, you fucked up. Go sit in the corner. No PAX for you. Right? That's what's going to happen. Because once you give these fuckers an inch, they're going to take a fucking mile. And Greg, you know this. You know this. But it didn't stop you from virtue signaling and castrating your friend. And I watch Kind of Funny. I subscribe to them on YouTube. I watch them all the time. I like their content on side. Again, I don't like Colin. I don't watch him, but I like the other guys. And even now, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to tune in anymore. Because if you don't stand by your business partner, and you don't toss them under the bus, which this toss them under the fucking bus, then it shows that you have integrity towards your business and towards people that you work with. Now, if you wanted this to be handled a different way, Colin could have just said, I'm sorry for the dumb dad joke, and moved on. But because we live in the age where if you make a dumb joke on Twitter, people literally want you to lose everything you've ever built, Justine Sacco comes to fucking mind, this is a response. So Kind of Funny, you kind of killed yourself. And I know a lot of people out there that are going to be happy about that in the long run, but this is not the right move. If you want my honest opinion, have Colin go to PAX East, do the show as planned, and then just move on from this. Because the few people out there that are going to whine and complain, they would have no ammo if you just walked away from it. You would just ignore them. They would eventually grow themselves tired and go to sleep. But now that you've talked about it, now that you've addressed it, now that you've tossed them under the bus, that you've virtue signaled to them, you've shown them that they can fucking take whatever they want from you, now they know how to get your attention. And now you're fucked. So enjoy it. Because everything you built can come crashing down if you anger the wrong people. And those people are apparently your fucking audience. So have fun with that. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think Greg threw Colin under the bus? Do you think this whole thing's a gigantic misunderstanding? Do you think I'm being too hard on them? These are things I'm curious about. Go ahead and write them down in the comments. If you guys haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back often for more content from me. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.